Hello there. So it's actually supposed to be, as the video is likely going to be titled, I haven't thought of a final title yet, but Delivery Day Delayed. Yes, my friends and newcomers. Today was supposed to be delivery day for my Model X, and it got delayed, and it had to do with my old friend that I talked about in the first video, financing. So I'm green to the financing field of life. I've never had to finance anything. I don't technically have to finance this if I don't really want, I suppose. But I chose to finance this. Life is about choice, of course. I chose to finance it to help my credit, to build my credit, to be able to buy larger purchases or have credit to do anything I want, business or otherwise, moving forward. Just like a no doubt type of thing. So what happened? So I'm getting an inventory model car, not a new car. And that is the entire difference in this process. So when you go to apply for a loan to get pre-approval, maybe I'll show some scrolling screens or whatever, the lender gets your information, they check your credit, and then you provide a number that is your income for a year, and then they approve you or deny you based on that information. So I was pre-approved for the amount of what my last one was going to be the purchase price for that they gave me on the sticker. I get the sticker for this one, this inventory model, and it's cheaper. It's roughly a $10,000 difference. So I did the pre-approval before I had the vehicle in line. So I sent that to the lender, and they said everything looks in line. The documentation you provided, that all looks in line. I said, oh, that's perfect. All right, great. And I kept telling them specifically, hey, if there's anything else you need from me before we can get this thing rolling, because once it's approved and once Tesla has the vehicle and it has it all, cleaned up and ready for me to pick up, I'm ready to do it like right away. So rewind to Tuesday here. They sent me a text message from a number I wasn't familiar with or anything. Tesla did, that is, saying, hey, when are you coming in today for your car? Are you ready to pick this up? And I said, what are you talking about? Is it ready? I had no idea it was even there, let alone ready. And it was not the salesperson, it was some delivery person that wasn't the delivery person I was working with through email. At least I don't think. It was a area code that's in the Cleveland, Ohio area. So I just assumed it was maybe the delivery expert there, but the person I was dealing with may not have been that person. I don't know. I didn't even ask. So anyway, I went to my lender and said, hey, the car's ready. Let's get this going. They said, well, we still need the MVPA, the Manufacturer's Vehicle Purchase Agreement. And I said, oh, okay. I didn't know they haven't sent that yet. So I called. Maybe I'll put a nice little clip here of how I called more than once trying to get a delivery specialist on the phone and had a hard time. Didn't get one, by the way. Eventually, I didn't talk to my salesperson, but my salesperson caught wind and sent over the Manufacturer Vehicle Purchase Agreement, MVPA, moving forward. And based on that, the lender would not fund as much as I originally planned. So that changed everything, because I went from having to put a few $100s down to putting a few $1,000s down in order to make this purchase work. I also apologize for the lighting. I'm driving to yoga, and it's getting darker earlier, of course, but I really wanted to make this video. So I called the lender, and I didn't know what was really going on, never having really done a larger loan before. I had other questions about the amortization schedule, making sure there were no penalties for paying things back early, because I'm going to pay it off, pretty quickly actually. But because it was an inventory model versus a new model, the price was knocked down around $10,000 versus what a new model would have been. So that lowered the actual value of the vehicle in the eyes of the lender, and thus they couldn't fund as much of the percentage of the vehicle. In my case, they were willing to fund 90%. So that lowering of the 10% actually put me in a different boat, a different area on how much they would actually fund of the vehicle versus what they would before. Not cool, right? So I have to transfer. So I keep on personal funding advice. I don't keep like any money in my personal checking account almost, other than, you know, the things I know I'm going to be paying bills with, you know, automatic withdrawals and things like that. I make sure that the majority of my money is working for me or building my business in some way. So anyway, so I have to move some money around to go pick this up, and you know, it got real quiet. You know, all of a sudden now, you know, Tesla hasn't written me back, and I don't know what's really gonna happen. But so delivery day pushed to later. Most likely a few days from now. Thanksgiving is next week, so probably early next week, maybe Monday or Wednesday of next week, I'll finally be doing my multi-camera. This was supposed to be actually multi-camera, but someone fell through on me on my testing. They let me borrow their GoPro, but didn't give me a battery. Cool, bro. But so that's basically what happened. That's why it's delayed. Just, you know, for anyone else who may be going through for an inventory model and got pre-approved and possibly was in the same situation as me, I wanted to kind of make this video to kind of educate on, you know, things that could possibly go wrong when you're funding not only a Tesla, but funding any major purchase through a loan, an unsecured loan that a car loan would be. So a couple quick editorial notes about this process. It's a little weird that I got not an email but a text message from Tesla saying, hey, you know, are you coming to pick up your car today, you know? And I said, oh, I told my salesperson all this they were asking me information like, hey, you know, do you need a rental car and things like that. And I said, well, I already sent all this information to my salesperson. It'd be easier just to communicate. But I'm always open on getting information to people when it's needed or requested, and also making things run as smoothly as possible. And it's part of the reason why the people in my professional life like me so much and stick with me and trust me, is that I am honest with them. I'm forward with them about what they should do, what they need, and you know, I make sure that the information is open and clear and gets done. So it was weird that they texted me. It was weird that, like, kind of each hand didn't know what the other was doing. They seem like they're at, which is this part's the good part in a way. They seem like they're at capacity. But what my fear is I'm buying, you know, an inventory model that's already ready to go, already ready to be delivered, and it's kind of hard to get a hold of like the salesperson, and it's not like it's some small purchase, and they're probably busy with test rides and, you know, getting potential new sales of maybe less expensive vehicles, because I'm getting a Model X and the Model 3 is substantially less expensive, and perhaps, you know, it's not necessarily the smartest model. I don't know what's truly going on. Maybe comments or whatnot can help. But the bottom line is the lender has been kind of excellent through all of this, and Tesla's been the one kind of dropping the ball. And apparently this is a common thing, based on what the lender told me. Is, yeah, it's kind of tough. You know, paraphrasing, not direct quoting, but it's kind of tough. Because this happens a lot with Tesla. Like, they don't send us the purchase agreement right away, and then we get the purchase agreement, and then we have to change the amount, and then, you know, it causes issues. So he said something to the degree of, we are trying to work a different way of making this happen. But, you know, I approved roughly a month ago, or like a few weeks ago, to a month ago, and, you know, that was one of the first things they asked for was the purchase agreement. You know, I understand that I had to get the actual vehicle picked out and things like that before I actually got the purchase agreement, but, you know, it took them until the day before, well, the day of, that the delivery expert thought the car was going to be delivered, for them to give me that purchase agreement. And it took me to have to call them and, you know, couldn't get a hold of them, and then finally get the salesperson to get me that purchase agreement, and then things had changed. It's actually just been kind of a mess on the Tesla end, to be honest with you, which I wasn't really expecting based on the videos and things I've seen. So I'm kind of, maybe it's just the Cleveland or Lyndhurst location, Cleveland/Lyndhurst location. Maybe it's just them. But we'll see. I'm really curious to see how the delivery is going to go. I'm hoping it's not as disorganized or borderline unprofessional as this process has been, especially for a company that's growing rapidly, and for people, for a company that prides itself on customer service, the quality of the product, and honestly the experience they provide to people. So I'm gonna sign off for now. I'm still a little bit away from yoga. It's going to be a beautiful session with a slightly newer instructor I've never been to before, but I've heard good things. So I'll catch you all when I catch you. Next time you see me, it'll likely be a delivery day, which will be cool. Unless I have to refilm this, maybe I'll enter clips of this with that. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm ready to get it done. So I'm supposed to be today. Still a few days away. Hopefully Monday. Get the money transferred, get a check ready, go hopefully not be in a gas car anymore. Fun little tidbit, this will be like the bonus footage if you're still here. I filled this car up with gasoline, my Cadillac CTS here, which I'm going to do a comparison video on, I promise. Before I turn this in, I'm going to do a comparison video, and I'm going to also give some reasonings on why I switched. That'll be all in one good little juicy package. But I got gasoline before heading to a vegan event, like a vegan Taco Bell ripoff event, which was actually quite delicious, to be honest with you. And I remember pumping gas that night. I filled the tank up, and I said to myself, this may be the last time I fill any car up with gas outside of maybe like a chivalrous moment, or I have to rent a car that requires fossil fuels at some point. So it's all pretty cool. It's all pretty exciting. I didn't mean to end on I didn't want to end on a negative note. I wanted to end on a positive note. Delivery's gonna be awesome. Sustainable living, making choices for yourself is awesome. I'm excited. All right.